Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and welcome to another video where I am going to be giving you a bunch of information about the new Blackout mode that will be coming out with Black Ops 4, but we're also getting a Blackout beta here pretty soon in September. So the Blackout beta for Black Ops 4 on PlayStation 4, it's going to be starting on September 10th, and then for Xbox One and PC, the beta will start on September 14th, and then for all three platforms, the beta is going to close on September 17th. Now, PC beta actually has an open beta on starting on September 15th, but if you do have a private beta code for the PC, you can start playing it on the 14th, so that's pretty cool for PC people. But yes, you guys, I am very excited to share this information with you guys. There's so many like things to actually talk about and so many images to actually show you as well throughout this video, so let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing I want to mention is the player count. So it has been confirmed that in the beta we're going to be having a player count of total of 80 players, which is a lot higher than what we originally thought. A lot of us actually thought we were going to get 64 players. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of you knew this, but Battlefield, right? They're having their own Battle Royale mode, and they're actually having 64 players, which is crazy because Battlefield is known by like having so many people in like one server. So I'm really surprised Battlefield's only having 64 players, but their Battle Royale mode is a little bit different than what Call of Duty's is, so I just think that's a little funny. I just thought I'd mention here in the video. But 80 players, that's really cool. The trailer did come out and say that they are working with this numbers, but in the beta we are getting 80 players. They think it might actually change later in the future, so maybe at launch we might get lower than 80 players, which is going to suck, but they're trying to aim for 100 players, and they're just keep testing things out and trying to make it work very well, because as of right now 80 players seems to work very well, and that's what we're going to get in the beta, which seems to be totally fine with me if you just ask me personally. So another thing I would like to mention is I heard there's going to be friendly fire. So I didn't hear a lot of people actually talk about this, but apparently friendly fire is actually going to be a thing here in the Blackout mode. So if you're playing quads, which I believe is a 4-man squad team that you can have in Blackout, you can essentially just kill your teammates on purpose. I don't know if you're going to get a penalty for doing this at all, so I'm not really sure, because I know Fortnite used to have team killing and then they removed it because it just got way too out of hand. So who knows what's going to happen during the beta for Blackout when it comes to friendly fire. Also, let's talk about the vehicles. So in the beta we're going to get 4 vehicles. I don't know if this is going to change during the full game. I really hope it does. I'm sure they're going to add more vehicles to the Blackout mode when the full game comes out. But as of right now, we have 4 different vehicles that we can play in the beta. We have the Little Bird helicopter, and then we got the ATV, which is kind of like that 4-wheeler looking thing, and then we got a cargo truck, which can actually hold 5 people. It has the driver, and then 4 people can fit in the back of it, which is pretty cool. And then we have a Zodiac boat, which it can only fit 2 people, which is a little bit of a shame. So if you're playing like a 4-person squad, then you're gonna have to find 2 of these Zodiac boats if you want to get across the river, lake, or whatever, right? So, but anyway, I really like water features. I'm really glad we're getting some sort of water type combat in Call of Duty, and I think it's gonna be really fun to play in this Blackout mode. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the multiplayer maps that are actually making a return into the Blackout mode, which is quite interesting. So we all knew that Nuketown was going to be in it. I don't think Nuketown's going to be in the center of the actual map itself, but Nuketown, it's actually the version of Nuketown where like after the nuke goes off, so that's pretty cool, and it's actually called Nuketown Island, is from what I've heard, which sounds pretty interesting. So the thing about Nuketown Island, the one thing that actually I just want to say about it is that the sign on Nuketown, right, of course, like on the middle of the map of Nuketown, there's that sign there and it says Nuketown, right, and then it shows like a population, and then it has a number next to that population. Well, I guess in the Blackout mode, that population number actually shows how many players are alive in that specific area. So like you could land at, let's say, like at the start of the game, you land at Nuketown Island, right, and you didn't see anybody else land with you, right, especially if you're playing in solo, right, because in solo you're not going to have any teammates, and you didn't see anybody land with you. So if you're like going around looting some like buildings and stuff like that, and you get like some weapons, but you come across a sign and you see that there's actually more than just one person actually in that area, then you're gonna like start thinking to yourself, oh crap, there's actually more than one person here on the island with me. So you gotta like try and be very cautious and make sure that enemy doesn't actually get you by surprise and then kill you, right? So this sign could actually be used to your advantage. I just thought I'd bring that up here in the video. Also, the bunker, right, of course we all know the bunker area on the Nuketown map. Apparently you can now access the bunker and actually go underneath the Nuketown Island. Now, I didn't actually see any images. I know in the teaser we got, you can see it for like a split second of this bunker underneath Nuketown, but nonetheless, that is just super cool cool. We can go underneath the Nuketown map and actually access the bunker for the very first time. Another map I would actually like to mention that's making a return into the Blackout mode is Array from Black Ops, and it looks beautiful. Like, the image we have here just makes it look absolutely beautiful, and I cannot wait to actually go back and play Array on the Blackout map, because I didn't really play Black Ops back in its day, but Array was actually a pretty cool map, and I think it's cool how they're bringing it into the Battle Royale mode they have for the game. Also, we have firing range, which I believe is going to be in like the center of the map from what I heard, but not 100% sure about that. Then we of course have Verrucht. I know a lot of us have heard that as well. So Verrucht of course is actually a zombies map in World at War, but it was also kind of a multiplayer map as well in World at War. But yeah, seriously though, Verrucht, awesome. I love how they're bringing into like this zombies map into the Battle Royale mode as well. And another thing I would like to mention is that outside of the actual Verrucht like building, like asylum area, we have this maze, and a lot of people are saying that this maze actually might be the same maze we saw in Buried, right? Which Buried is like one of my favorite zombie maps, and what's cool about the maze in Buried is that every time you entered it, the maze actually always changes. Now, if we look at the maze that we see in the image here, it is a little bit different, because in the center of the maze we actually have this structure that we didn't have in Buried, so it might not be the same maze that we see in Buried. It could be just like some random maze they decided to put in there, but if it is, and if it is the same maze that we see from Buried, it would be really cool that every time we like load up the Blackout map, that the maze actually is a different layout. So it's like if we want to get to the center of the maze and try and get like some loot there, then it's going to be a little bit harder every time because we don't like know which direction to go. So I think that would be really cool if they introduce something like that. Another thing I would like to mention is that there will be like these different kind of missions that you can actually perform in the Blackout map as well. So like these missions are kind of like, I guess, challenges that you can complete while you're like playing this Battle Royale experience. Like an example that they gave out was like if you play as the battery character, right? Because you can play as different characters in, of course, this game mode. You can play as zombie characters, you can play as different campaign characters from previous Black Ops games, you can play as the specialist characters, and you can even play as new characters that we haven't never seen before. Now keep in mind, each of these characters are cosmetic. There is no like special advantage for each of them or anything like that, so just keep that in mind. But like this mission that they gave an example of is that if you played as the battery specialist character in this Blackout mode, if you play that character and you actually find that character's war machine, right, which of course is battery's like specialist weapon in the multiplayer, if you play as battery, you find the war machine and you get a kill with it like at like the last 15 like alive, right, then you can complete the challenge, right? That's like, I think that's kind of cool. I really like these kind of challenges where you play as like a specific specialist character and you find that specialist character's weapon, that particular weapon for that specialist character, and get a kill with it at a certain point in the game where like you're the last 15 alive. I think those are pretty cool challenges, and I can't wait to see what other ones they have as well. I heard that the challenges are definitely doable. There's not going to be any of these like type of mission challenges that are going to be extremely hardest from what I heard, but nonetheless, you guys, I am really excited to actually see what other missions they have available while you're playing the Blackout mode. Now, the last thing I kind of want to mention here, you guys, is that there has been different YouTubers out there who have received a GIF from Treyarch, right? And I'm not saying like gift, like with a T at the end. I'm talking about GIF, and some people call it GIF or something like that. But anyway, they've been receiving these different GIFs from like Treyarch, and these GIFs are actually like a layout of what the Blackout map looks like. So these YouTubers are actually trying to connect these GIFs together and try and like create the entire Blackout map. Now, the image you guys are seeing on screen right now is what they have so far, at least at the time of making this video. And if I zoom in at the top there, this like kind of structure area, this like kind of layout of this place right here, you can kind of make out that this layout is actually the raid map. So that's another thing in this Blackout map, is where it seems like we're going to be getting raid. Now, it doesn't seem like this raid map in the Blackout experience is going to be like the entire raid map, but if we zoom back out, just think about that for a second, you guys. I mean, of course we don't have all the GIF images to kind of create the entire Blackout map, but just take a look at this, you guys. Like, just how small that raid map is. Like, think about how big raid is in like Black Ops 2, or even like, what is it called, Empire and Black Ops 3. Just think about how big that map is in Black Ops 2, and then like you just see the rest of the Blackout map, right? It's huge. Like, it's just absolutely huge. I don't think a lot of people have like kind of mentioned this in their videos talking about what the map layout is actually going to look like, because how small I'm looking at raid right there, that's pretty small compared to the rest of the map. So to me, like, using the vehicles in this Blackout experience is going to be very beneficial. I mean, of course we can run on foot, but like, what if the zone is literally clear across the map from where you landed, right? Because I experience this all the time in Fortnite, and so using vehicles is going to be a huge advantage to try and get to one location to another. So this map looks absolutely big. I mean, thank God it's going to be big, because I mean, we have 80 players, right? That's pretty close to Fortnite's player count, which is 100, right? I really do hope that during the full game the player count will increase to 100, and I'm afraid it might actually go down. And I'm pretty sure, like Treyarch, they definitely do not want the player count to go down once the full game comes out. But during the beta, we are getting 80 players, which is a little bit of an unexpected number that a lot of us were expecting, because like about a month ago or something, there was a leak where the player count was actually like 64 players, which is actually the player counts for Battlefield 5, which is absolutely crazy. But still, that's a lot. That's a bigger number than what we were all expecting. So I think a lot of people are happy about it, myself included. And that's also going to conclude the rest of this video. I know there's so much more information. I can also talk about the different equipment that's going to be in the game and stuff like that. There's an image on screen right now that you guys can check out, because I mean, there's just like so much information to actually talk about. And if you guys just read the image on screen, you can see like different things that they're like, or how many different things are actually going to be in the thing, like the consumable perks, like for example there, like you just find perks around the map, like sleight of hand. You can find it in like a corner somewhere, and you like collect it, and then now you can reload faster all of a sudden, right? So I'm not really sure how many consumable perks you can do and stuff like that. I'm sure they did come out and say that, but still, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating for whatever you guys feel this video deserves, and of course subscribe to my channel for more Call of Duty videos later in the future. And I'll definitely be doing live streams of the Blackout beta, because I am super excited to actually play this, you guys. I mean, Call of Duty has never gone to the extra mile of adding a battle royale mode into their game, so this is going to be a huge step up. Well, hopefully it's a huge step up from the Call of Duty franchise, and I know a lot of people are excited, so let's see if this game mode actually turns out to be very, very well put together. And who knows, maybe it'll actually flop, and I really hope that's not the case. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more Call of Duty videos later in the future, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video as well. And of course, comment down below, what are your guys' thoughts about the Blackout mode that we're going to be getting in Black Ops 4. And anyway, that concludes the video, and I shall catch you guys later.